So, good evening. Hopefully, we're getting ready to end our day, begin our weekend. Wishing everybody a whole lot of peace out there, please. I heard Kevin Hart say recently that it is a blessing to be around people that make you feel positive, because encouragement from others adds value to our lives. So I have to remember that as I'm doing these, whatever we're going to call them in the end, I have no, oh, right now for me, they're random thoughts, and they are random thoughts. And so I don't, I don't ask a lot of questions, just try to listen. Because, like I said, I'm old and I ramble and I can get distracted very easily. But I just kind of want to look at this black woman. We have been the mule of America since her inception. And in quiet places or in loud places, you still refer to the black woman as a bitch, as a whore, as a Jezebel, as a prostitute, as a person that's economically disadvantaged. However, the black woman, me, I don't have any power to protect my own children, my own black children. The black woman is the most neglected, most disrespected, and most unprotected woman in America. Hear me. We're the most neglected, most disrespected, and most unprotected woman in America. That's a hard thing to listen to. And it's only been 53 years since we African American black women got the right to vote. And so you're mute. You said organize. You asked us to organize, and we did. You asked us to get folks to the polls to vote, get more people more individuals to the polls to vote than you've ever done in your life. And we did. So then why is it that there has been no real mm, corporate looking at material conditions of people, of black people, of brown people, of poor people, of people of color, or people across the board who are vulnerable? Come on. You asked us to vote, we did. Yet why is it we are stuck with your crime bills and you've been there a long time? We just didn't pop up with this crime bill that works negatively for brown people, black people, poor people, people of color, people who are vulnerable. We didn't just start this. You've been ugly in the crime bill. You've been ugly in the welfare bill. You painted the welfare bill as African American black women. You're a bitch, you're a whore, you're Jezebel. You're economically disadvantaged. You used my face to say I was greedy for welfare, but you gave your welfare to the corporate people, the Bob Doles and Pineapple, or syrup, or what? Oh my God. What do you really, when I sit down and think about it, folks, what are y'all really asking me to look at it and accept? My heart is so full. It's so heavy. It's so on overload. And I'm just trying to talk it out. I'm trying to understand. I don't think I'm the only person out here that just has chaotic mess right now, and a whole bunch of it we did not create. You asked me to organize, to vote, yet the material conditions of my communities have not changed. I got zip on crime. I got zip on welfare. I got zip on education. It is still Penn State or the state pen. And you know it. And you're not doing anything to ensure the salvation of our children who are in school, who are listening to us, who are listening to us tell them that a loser is a winner. Oh my God. You've left me on immigration. You've mewed me out and left me out and bitched me out and whored me out and Jezebel me out on health care, on just women's rights. I do not have the right to govern my own body because too many other men have. Oh, I I don't remember giving them consent. I thought this was going to be a situation where we were going to grow up in this thing called America and we were going to share. And oh my God, these non-sufficient fund checks are chapping my hide right now. I need you to get a grip because you act like you have no obligation to do the right thing. And it's willful ignorance. My God, folks, look here. Racism has no silver lining. I keep saying this every day. Every day I'm saying racism has no silver lining. There is no working your way out of racism. Black people and brown people and poor people and people of color and people across the board who are vulnerable need to understand that racism has no silver lining. You can't work your way out of it. And all these gates that they have in place for us right now that are taking us away from being peaceful and sharing and understanding what this system is all about is really hurting us right now. Oh my God. There are still too many of our children who are hugless, who are homeless, who are helpless, who are hopeless. Do you not understand that these are the ones eventually will be in control? You know, I say all the time, I ask the question all the time. What must we tell our children? And the answer is simple. We must tell them the truth. Lord Jesus, if you came out female, if you came out poor, if you came out brown or black or other, if you came out just a person of color, if you came out just a person across the board who is vulnerable, we are all vulnerable right now. And it's time to stop the stupid. It's time to, press forward. But these non-sufficient funds checks from politicians, they got to stop. You have got to help us. As Barbara said, you have got to protect us, you've got to respect us, and you've got to pay us. And just let me say, for the African American woman, we are tired of being your mule, okay? We got tired of it. We are tired of being neglected, just black women. We're tired of being disrespected, just black women. And we are tired mm, of being unprotected. And I have to find that because, in our quiet little minds, in our own little homes, we really think we're all right, but we're not. That world is a book of air. And so we have to understand, when someone asks us to do something, I'm just talking to the people that are out there just for me. I'm not trying to get nobody on my side. I'm not trying to speak for anybody. I'm just saying this is an old lady who's rambling because her life is just trying to come unglued. And the only thing that's keeping me wound tight is my knowing that this is just my story. That's going to be somebody else's survival guide. And all I got to do is just keep telling you guys the truth. It's hurtful out here right now. It's unsettling out here right now. It's unkind out here right now. The things that are going on are unthinkable right now. And I'm talking just to women. You men have lost your mind. Don't get me on what gives you the right to even look at, think about. You can in any way control my body or my thought. That when I go to vote, I have to think and do what you do, you say do, or you have repercussions. And right now, we're all trying to settle down. hmm Those 71 that voted against Biden, we're having to, you're having to be told and having to hear how to settle down. Because unfortunately, for many of you, now you're realizing you are part of these people of color that are poor. And your realities are becoming unsettling for you. Things I've had to live with for 75 years, you're just having to see. You're just having to walk. You're right now wearing those high heels to work, looking real good, not knowing if you do it for 20 years, them feet are going to kill you. I'm just saying. Protection of the feet, it's going to hurt. And I look at you, they're high. Your eyelashes are long. Your hair is long. I don't have a problem with it. I just want to know, mm, do we really know who we are when we have to show ourselves to ourselves? Can we come up with a cohesive, positive train of thought? Can we cooperate? Can we be can we get tired of this incompetent society? Can we just ask for better representation and get it? Because right now, people have been up there a long time, and I'm looking at you, and you know who you are. You're 25 and 30-year on both the left and the right, the House and the Senate. Your judges, mm, I just close my eyes and I'm looking, and you're cruel. You're doing some ugly things. You're pitting me against my brother, and that's not nice. And you're trying to exclude yourself and you've stolen everything, and you refuse to share. So now you know, black people, brown people, poor people, people of color, people across the board who are just vulnerable. We're going to have to figure out how to take charge of our little lives and stop the stupid. We have to ask and demand a second chance at how we're going to protect this thing called freedom. Because breathing in and breathing out and having the ability to do that and release these shackles from my mind that I created myself, I just need freedom right now. And I'm kind of tired. I, at 75 years old, am kind of tired of y'all's bullshit. It's been unsettling. It's been unnerving. It's not right, and you know it. And all of us, we just have to stand and put our hands on our hips now and just look at you. Oh my God. You won't, it's hard to love somebody right now. Hard to be in love. So many distractions. Mm. And I appreciate everybody that's trying. But let me just tell you, trying is not going to get it. You have to do it. So now, the number of children you have is important. But that woman has to control her body. And if she says she doesn't want any, she doesn't want any. Don't press her. Move around. Because I don't need to have these deficient little people mindsets coming up. It's my responsibility to create and provide positive affirmations for these children that come out of my womb that I present to the world. They have to be able to breathe in, look left, look right, and, move peacefully toward their destinies. And they need to rush hurriedly into it. Because my mom, who died 10, 11 years ago, her favorite word was, we're on the precipice of a new awakening. And are you ready for it? Are you woke for it? Because we have to get rid of the stupid. And we have to embrace kindness, human kindness, human kindness across the board. Human kindness, human dignity does not fit into a racism with silver lining or with racism not being able to work your way out. It's an incomplete, incoherent, faulty thought. So now everybody needs to breathe in and breathe hard. And the folk that are talking, we have to find a quiet, sweet spot to just listen to yourself. I'm just talking from this old rambling woman is just talking to, I guess, all the rest of us out there that we just cannot believe how insignificant you treated this mule and all African American women, African American women, black women that have been your mule. Now you've got brown women and people of color women and people who are having problems just staying afloat. Women, we're going to have to stand up and say we've had enough. You guys sit down, take a break, learn how to love one another, be peaceful. Remember who you are. Remember whose you are. Remember, in the end, we're going to have to share our narrative, our story, our truth. We're gonna have to tell it and share it because we're gonna have to connect with so many others that feel like we do to overcome this bullshit that's just right up here, right now in front of us. That is all kind of distractions, just benign people, well-sing distractions. You know, entertainment, education, economics, law, labor, religion, sex, war, politics, distractions. And all these activities within our minds are creating more distractions. Every one of these nine people activities are a distraction that move us farther away from whew, catching a hold of something called life and holding on. Because to breathe is a blessing. Life is in the blood. We have to inhale, exhale, put one foot in front of the other every day, every hour, every second. And there are 86,400 seconds in a day. That's a lot of living. So now we need to get to a happy space where we can make it work for us. I'm trying. I'm tying it used to be a string, but now it's a rope. And it's a big rope. And I've had to tie it to get a knot. And I'm just trying to hold on with everything I've got. Yours in liberty. Until next time, have a gracious weekend. Be careful. Be kind. Be humane. Practice human kindness. Well, it's still running and I can't. For some reason, it doesn't want to work.